James Gray, Iron Newspaper. Andy, you talked on court about changing it up a bit after the first set, doing things a bit differently. Can you put your finger on why you did things the way you did in the first set, and whether you think that was a game plan that you got wrong, or a reaction to the conditions, or what?
I mean, this first set could have gone differently as well. I had a lot of chances, a lot of break points, and didn't take them. So, you know, had I taken those chances, maybe I'd relax a bit sooner and play better earlier. You know, he also, Pech said to me after the match that, you know, his average first serve speed was like, would have put him in the top 3 in the world in the first set, and his forehand speed was the fastest of any of the players on the tour. So, you know, I have to give him credit for that as well. Like, he came out swinging, you know, and I had to do something to change that, and I did, and turned the match around pretty quickly and finished it really well. So yes, I would have liked to have taken my chance in the first set and played a bit better, but he was also taking huge cuts at the ball, swinging pretty freely, and it's not that easy when guys are doing that.
Ellen, quick Press Association. And you said out there that you're feeling physically kind of the best you have in years, and I just wonder, what's kind of the most important thing about that? Is it the speed around the court? Is it, I don't know, being able to change direction? Is it that you're not in pain, or what makes the biggest difference?
Well, my body's responding well to playing matches, so, you know, I played, you know, it wasn't the longest match in the first round, but I pulled up pretty well from that one, and then obviously today, I think physically I was stronger than him at the end of the match, which is a really positive thing, obviously, and my game improved as the match went on, and yeah, my movement around the court is good right now. I feel like it's not that easy for guys to hit winners past me, and I'm defending in the corners much better than I was 12 months ago here, and I'm not having to worry about, you know, the next day, like waking up with something that is going to really impact me or hamper my tennis. Like, when I played the match with Nishioka a few years ago here, like, I didn't recover from that match. It took me months. You know, my groin and lower back flared up badly, and it took a really long time to get on top of that and get better. And I don't have any of those worries or concerns now, because my body, which I spoke about a lot at the beginning of this year, was like, obviously I wish I'd won more matches this year, but being able to compete consistently, you know, barring the little sort of setback in the final in Stuttgart, it's been good.
Right.
Did you, when Matt Futterman from the New York Times, when you've set yourself out on this process, and especially in the last year, did you give yourself any kind of timeline? Well, I'll give it to 2022, and if I'm not getting the results I want, then we'll think about this again, or 2024, or is it just go as far as your body will let you at this point, as long as you say your body is feeling good and recovering from these tough matches?
Yeah, I think there's lots of things that go into that decision, and, you know, some of it is obviously my body, some of it will be, you know, my family, motivation, you know, how well I'm playing, like, you know, as well. I don't think there's one thing that will go into that. And, you know, at times this year I've, you know, not felt amazing in terms of where my game has been at, and at other times I've shown myself that, you know, I can still compete with the best players. So, yeah, I don't know when that time will come, and I'm not setting a date or a time frame on that. I'll make the decision when I'm ready.
Hi, I'm Derima Bouleliorsport.com. Can you look ahead to your next one? How do you look at your match with Medvedev?
Yeah, so obviously I played him earlier in the year in Stuttgart, and you know, it was a really tight match. Unfortunate end. He's been very unlucky this year with, you know, I spoke about that on the court. He obviously got COVID at Wimbledon when he was going in, having won the 2 lead-up tournaments, and then I don't know exactly what the problem was his hand or his wrist. You know, when he'd started the year, I think, pretty well. So he's been unfortunate with some of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's been up at the top of the game for quite a number of years. Now he's very consistent, and you know, he's a big server who puts down a pretty high percentage of serves usually, so always makes it difficult to break, and is always in the match because of that. And you know, he's not just a big serve though. He has a good slice backhand. He's got a big forehand. And I think is a very good competitor as well. So not going to be easy.
Okay. Ben?
Andy Ben Rothberg, Magazine. I'm curious what you think of the concept of players becoming bigger than the sport. Just, do you think that is possible for a player to do? Some people talk about people like Serena that way, or other people that way. Do you think it's possible for that to happen, and what kind of effect can that have on the sport?
I don't know if players can become bigger than the sport. I guess if that was to happen, and you know, someone started getting like preferential treatment in terms of like the rules and getting away with things that, you know, other players wouldn't, then that could obviously be, I could see that being a problem. In Serena's case, I don't necessarily think that has been the case. Like, if she has maybe not behaved well on the court, I think she's been punished like all of the other players would have done. But yeah, I don't know. I've never felt like it's certainly in the years that I've been playing, that anyone has been bigger than the sport. You know, even when players like Serena haven't played, there's still been great storylines. When someone like Roger, you know, has not played much recently, you know, there's still been great moments and things on the court. And yeah, unfortunately for all of us, the sport moves on, and yeah, people forget pretty quickly, I think, in this sport as well.
Okay, thank you. Last question, please.
Sandy Hall at Miami Herald. Can you talk a little bit about how the pandemic either halted your comeback or helped it, or how it affected your last couple of years?
Yeah, I think, I don't know really whether it helped or hindered it. Obviously COVID didn't help me it was tough for me to miss the Australian Open in, I think that was last year. I got COVID right before then. I was pretty gutted, to be honest. Like, psychologically, I was really upset about that, because I trained really well in the off season, and you know, had felt good. And then the day I did my test, when I was supposed to get on the plane, I obviously failed the test, so that took a little while for me to get over. But yeah, I don't know whether it helped or hindered me, to be honest. I mean, I would have liked to have been playing during that time and out there competing. I would have been a year younger and had another shot to play at Wimbledon and stuff like that. So don't feel like it helped many players, to be honest.